It's Cindy Fodor here with Stamp the Love, and it's Make It Monday. And I'm gonna pop over here and make sure that we're streaming okay.
I'm not gonna be.
Whoops, that's not who we want to see there. For some reason. Goodness, what's wrong with my phone? There we go. Hey, it's working. All right. So pop on and say hello. Let me know that you're here. I apologize for the issues last Monday. I feel like I'm on top of you here on the computer. Issues with my streaming service, and I apologize for that. It sort of messes things up when you have plans to pop on and watch, and I really appreciate your company. So I hope to have figured out what the issue is there and can avoid that for upcoming ones that I have to stream because I can't be live. So much to show you tonight. So excited. So yeah, just pop on and say hello. Let me know that you're here. Hi, Charlene. Welcome. So good to see you. Where to start? Oh my goodness. The new catalog is coming soon. Have you gotten yours? So I sent out to all of the people that have ordered from me recently. If you haven't placed an order, but you really want a catalog, and you're my customer and you typically order from me, please let me know that you didn't get one. I sent these out. I think they should be, everybody should have them by now. It was last week sometime. So please holler if you didn't get yours, because sometimes they do get lost in the mail too. Hi, Barbara. Welcome. All right. I feel like my screen is dark. Can you guys see okay? I'm having issues with my one battery, and I put it on this light because this is the one that you don't need to see me very long on. So that might be the issue. Okay, so I want to show you some things that are coming up in the new catalog, just because I got new stuff, so I had to play with it. So I wanted to show you some of the sneak peeks, and I really, so I showed you the one set 2 weeks ago or so, and just the dies and everything. I didn't do anything with it, and I've been playing with it, and so I'm so excited. I just pulled out the pieces that I typically wouldn't be drawn to and started playing with them and really enjoyed that. So I'm going to show you some of that tonight. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome. So let's get started. I do want to just give a quick reminder. We are ending April in another week or so. And if you like our creative stamping collectives, just a reminder that you can purchase our tutorials if you would like. They're $15. Every single month there's an option to purchase. Just let me know and I can get it to you. Also, if you place an order of $60 or more, I send you that for free. So that's in addition to my free class of the month when those are still available. So, and I do have some of those still available. So yeah, I don't want you to miss out on those. The one that we have coming up, I just finished that one and I'm so excited. It's one of our new stamps that we have coming out. So another thing that I showed you, this is Nature Symphony for this month, and I just wanted to quick show you what the product is that we are showing, and it's this Nature Symphony suite. And I just was checking to see what is in, what the inventory status is like, and I noticed that this is on low inventory, and we do have a lot of other things that are sold out for a little bit, and some of them aren't available till sometime in May, some of them the end of May, but the list isn't terrible right now. I have to say there's a few things on there, but it's not as horrible as it has been. Hi, Jeannie. So anyways, this is one of the items that I love this so much, and if you love it, it's available, but everything is available as if you want the whole suite, but the suite is in low inventory. I'm not sure what item in it is on low inventory. Okay. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention is the product of the month is this really sweet die. And it's, you know, obviously the price of this die would be like probably $35, but it's $5 whenever your order hits 75, if that's something that you would like. So I have played with that a little bit. I'm sorry I don't have any creations made with that. I just played with it because people were saying to turn the die upside down. So if you got it, cut it upside down on your plate and put your paper on top. And that cuts, and it really did work like magic. So totally amazing. All right, so let me just go over here to my, so this is the Nature Symphony bundle that, that is this month's Creative Stamping Collective with the PDF tutorial. And this is my card. I think I showed it to you maybe one other time. This is the card that I did for my tutorial. And then a couple of other cards I didn't even grab all of my cards. I just grabbed a couple that were there. This was one that we did at our retreat, our fundraiser for Sweet Grace Ministries last Saturday. And then, of course, this is one that I showed you how to do on here. So just a little reminder about that set if you like that kind of thing. All right. Would you guys like to see some of the new paper that's coming out? I can't show you the inside of the catalog. Hopefully you guys all have yours. We're going to be using this. There's the set of 2 masks, and we're going to be using that in a minute. I'm just going to get that out of the way. But I wanted to show you, I wish we had like a scratch and sniff online thing. Not scratch and sniff, but if you could actually touch and feel things through the computer. Hi, Diane. Welcome. So this is velvet paper, and it just looks like paper through here, I'm sure, but it feels amazing. But what's more amazing, this coordinates with this set of paper. The Velveteen Assortment is the name of that one. And the name of this one that I'm going to show you is called Velvet Meadow. And every single one of these papers, I have to feel it because every single one has designs that are in velvet. So if you can see the white design, all of that pure white is velvet. And then I'll just show you the next one. This one, all of the little white. I don't know if you can see the little tiny white flowers here. They are all velvet feeling. Let me get to this one. Look how gorgeous this is. Isn't that pretty? And all of these little starbursty type flowers are velvet. Queen Anne's lace or whatever they are. This one, little white flowers in between here are all velvet. This one, all of the white on here is velvet. It just, looking at it right here, I don't know if it looks that way to you, but it looks 3D. Like it really stands out on this sheet, especially. And then the last but not least is this one. Look at the colors. Are they just not gorgeous? And all the little white flowers are velvet. So just imagine that you're touching that and making a card with that and that feel that you're going to have. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Okay, let me show you. I grabbed 2 more packs of paper that I haven't looked at yet. And I thought maybe, since I didn't do an unboxing video, maybe you would like to look at those with me. Let me just pop these open here quick. I just realized this was in my stack of stuff. And I'm like, oh, that is so pretty. Speaking of like that nature-y type look, this is going to go right along with that. So we'll do this one first. This one is called Moonlit Flora. And let's just pull that out here so we can see it in all its glory. Hi, Ruth. Welcome. So we've got that really pretty soft seafoam design on the background. Look at that gorgeous leaf. How many times do you need something that's just a neutral print like that? And then the background is this I'm going to guess that's Golden Glow. I don't know for sure. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm in heaven. Well, I'm not. That's sacrilegious. But isn't that gorgeous? Wow. Stunning. Let's turn that one over. That one goes with the pink in the flowers here, but there's not a lot on this piece, but it does coordinate if you get that in the right spot. And then just a really full sheet of design there. A pretty background, sort of a light old olive. Oh my, that's beautiful. Wow. And then this is like a secret C pattern on here. And I think we have one more. Oh my. These are going to sell out, guys. I'm telling you. This is totally gorgeous. There's not a thing I don't like, I don't think. Look at that nice, this looks like our Peaceful Pine color. Our new in color. And I did show you those ink pads, right? I need to turn this over because this is the gorgeous side. Okay, let me grab this one real quick. This is just black and white, so we're not going to, I should have probably done this one first because it's not going to have that wow factor. Oh, you got yours today. Good. I love black and whites because you can make them any color. And I've seen a lot of things done from on stage with this. So just cutting these out and using them like that, really, really cute. So, and then there you've got a really nice print. How many times do you need just a neutral background or something that you need to make a shade that you want, but you can't find a paper in the color that you want? This is a great black and white with the polka dots. Look how pretty that is. And the background, nice and neutral. There's another sort of positive and negative there. Some stripes. Stripes don't look like much, but they add a lot. Like if I'm doing several layers of designer paper. I'm trying to think if there's a card that, I don't think that there's one that I'm going to show you today, but there's one that I'm doing for class next month. And it's using little strips of designer paper layered together in different sizes. And this, if you cut it like this and it goes across there so that you're getting these little lines, great little strip to add to a card layer. Oh, wow. Look at those little bouquets that you can cut out or leave as is. Anyways, so if you like black and white, if you like that to add pops of color to and not be too gaudy maybe on a card. Okay, let me show you what we're going to work with tonight. Tonight I want to really introduce you to this Suncoast set. I don't know why I have something up here. Okay. So set of dies. I'm missing one because Barbara's cutting some stuff for me for class. But you can see I'm using most of the stamps tonight that aren't word stamps. And we are going to use the scene creation. I really want to show you how to create a scene with this. And I did get this idea online, and I don't remember who had the idea. The basic layout is the same, but I have added some things and changed up some things to make it a little different. But I wondered what to do with this arch, and so that's what I wanted to show you. And at the end, I will show you some other creations that I've done with this set. All right, and I did for this, I did use this circle die from our old circles. You could, I did start with the circle from here, but I didn't need all of that cut. I just needed a circle. So I did pull this out. So you can use either. You'll need a Post-it note. I created a mask with, just with this circle die. Okay. And I didn't bring my Big Shot in here, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by maybe grabbing some scrap paper here. Just grab my mat. And we are going to start with basic beige. And I've got, you can see a lot of colors here. and I'm going to try to work as quickly as I can. And I'm going to use my blending brush and just going to move this down a little bit. I got this up a little close to the edge, so I'm going to try to be careful because I don't want to get my color up there. I just want to create a circle. I don't really want to add a ton of color to it. I just want to get this circular design so that when I take this away, you definitely see a circle. But then we are going to actually use this to stamp our scene so that our scene stays in a circle pattern as well. I'm really working, excuse me, around this edge so that I create that really sharp edge of a circle. Okay, while holding that in the same place, and you can put tape on this if you're afraid that it will move or some, you know, something. Let's see, in the same color, I'm going to go ahead and use this little stamp that could also be for waves, but I'm just using it here. And I'm pressing pretty firmly because I want to make sure it gets to the edge of that circle. This isn't the order that I stamped in because I actually stamped the main scene first, but I thought it would be probably good to use the stamp while I'm working with it. All right, the next one I'm going to do is crumb cake. And I'm going to stamp this little arch in crumb cake. Let me make sure my circles here. I'm going to stamp this right next to the edge. And then in pecan pie, there's a second layer to that that gives a little detail. And we're going to stamp that on top of it. And I'm going to stamp it off to the side a little bit just to give a bit of a shadow to make it look like a little tunnel going through there. You see what I mean? It makes it look like it's deep. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just zoom in here a second. You see what I mean with that little shadow there? All right, what else do we want to put on here? Let's go ahead and do the water. Scoot this over here. And I'm going to use this multiple times. My blocks look a little foggy there. And I'm going to stamp this first one right next to that little archway. And then I'm just going to overstamp as I go. Just continue to fill this up like so. And then I'm going to put my Post-it note here because I want to do the sun setting. And this is, I copied this idea from her too. I like that, of the sun setting here. But the way this turned out this time, I actually want to sponge a little bit of orange down in here, but I don't have another sponge brush. Let me see if I can use a piece of tissue, one that doesn't have glue all over it. And we'll just get a little bit of color on here. And I'm just going to dab a little bit of sun down over. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so if you don't have a sponge brush, this works. Tissue to the rescue. All right, let's see. What else do we want on here? We have little boats. Let's put some boats on here. And I might do them in Pretty Peacock just because they'll stand out a little bit better. I did not. I think I did them in Lost Lagoon, which is what I stamped my water in. And then there's a tiny one. So there, it looks like it's at a distance. It's not a whole lot smaller, but yeah, Ruth, like the flocked wallpaper, exactly. That's like a blast from the past. Although I feel like I've seen that recently, like that might be coming back. Sorry to get my head in the way there. Okay, I think that's all that I wanted to do on there. What do you think? All right, let's create a background on the white piece. And you know what, before I do that, I really wanted to cut this out, but maybe I just won't do that because I don't want to take that much time. So on my card, I decided to cut that out so that I could pop it up. And so it had a little bit extra oomph to it. I'm not going to do that on this one, but you could do that. Hi, Pat. Welcome. All right, so let's grab this mask and just going to position it on here. And I'm not going to cover this. I'm just going to try to do it around the edges a little bit. Coming back to basic beige because I don't want a lot. I just want it to give a little background. The tricky thing about masks is that you usually don't think you got enough ink, or you don't think you did anything, because it looks like almost nothing here. But when I lift it up, you can see that I'm getting quite a pattern on there. And so you can easily overdo it with a mask if you want just a light look, because you don't realize how much ink you have on there. I'm hoping that here it'll just blend because it's blending into the same color up top anyways. All right, let's just give it a little look here. Looks like I could use a little more down in here. Okay. All right, there we go. Almost looks like it's a giraffe pattern, but I'm hoping that it looks a little bit like a stone wall, almost like this. Okay, gonna layer that. Actually, before I layer it, I'm gonna put my ribbon on, and we're gonna use Timid Tiger ribbon. Yeah, Timid Tiger. And I really liked how she tucked this around here. So let's just figure out how much we need. Let's go in the opposite direction, but. And what I might do is just put a little adhesive on here to hold this, because I want to tie it, but I'm not going to tie the ribbon itself. I'm going to actually just tie some linen thread around it. Is that where I want it? Maybe down a little bit. Don't want to cover up our design too much. Let me zoom back out. We're zoomed in just a little bit crazy there. All right. I'll put a little bit more adhesive here. I don't usually glue my ribbon down, but in order to get this tied, it might need to stay in place a little bit better. Okay. I think before I do that, we're going to just glue this down, because you know how much easier it is to hold something in place if it has a little weight to it. So we'll put this on a piece of Pretty Peacock. I'm hoping that I have this cut correctly. And then Lost Lagoon is our card base. Thought that was a spot of something. Sent that flying. Thank you, Jeannie. I'm glad you like it. So this is probably, like I said, it is, I don't know. When you look at these dies and what you can do with the dies, this is just a more, I don't know. Muted would be a word that maybe would make a little sense. Like it's not the standout from this set, but the cool stamps that they've put together to actually stamp a scene. Like if you did not have a die cutting machine, which I'm guessing that probably everybody that's on here right now, at least that's commenting, you probably all have a die cutting machine, so you would love the dies. But if you didn't, this scene making is just so incredible. All right, there we go. And then I didn't bring gems to put on here. I don't know why I didn't, but hopefully I can fit this saying on here. I love the saying, wherever this note finds you. I'm going to stamp that. Sorry for my head in the way. Wherever this note finds you. And did I put an inside in here? Yeah, I did. And I'm not going to take time to do that, but I created that same pattern on here. I hope it finds you happy. And I would like to change that. I hope it finds you full of joy. Because joy is found in the Lord. And it's not like our sermon said on Sunday. It's not based on your circumstances. It's based on trusting God in whatever comes your way. And so I don't wish for my kids to be happy. I wish for them to know Jesus and to know that joy that comes from loving and serving him. But we'll stamp that there because that's what's in the stamp set. There you go. All finished. Thank you. All right. So you want to see the other ones that I did? Let me get rid of this. Got my phone in the way here. Okay. Oh, first I'll show you the paper. This paper, I'm pretty sure I didn't show you this yet because I didn't have it out. Did I show you that yet? Check that out. They all have this shiny, like, sunset vibe. Let me get to some of the other designs. How pretty is that? And of course they have a background, but that's not what we're looking for, right? We're looking for this cool stuff. Isn't that gorgeous? The artist that did this, it's just incredible. I just want to use every single piece, and we will. We're going to use every single piece in class next month, pretty much, because I'm going to need all of them to create the card. But yeah, I think that's it. I think there's 4 or 6 of each of those designs. Okay, so I did show you this one because I wanted to show you all of the colors that I did. So it compared to that paper, it's sort of blah. But if you didn't see all the gorgeous paper and all of that, yeah, Carol, that's a great idea. I could handwrite that. Thank you and hi. Good to see you. I mean, good to see your name on here from Florida. I'm guessing you're in Florida. So anyways, very blah compared to all the colored paper. But if you didn't see that, this would be pretty cool to have this in the background. And maybe it would be even prettier if this black silhouette was here and a lighter color in the background. But this one I copied somewhat from Sherry Stojkovic. And I copied the fold for sure. And just look how pretty that sailboat looks on there. And I used Golden Glow, our new in color for here, because it coordinates with the color in the paper and with my cutout here. I just wanted to use as many of the die cuts as I could, and I love this little net. Plus, I love all the things that come out of it. I've shown you before how I took that press and seal tape and picked that up off of my plate and then just put glue in the back of it and then placed it down on again. But anyways, check out the little die cuts here, little seashells. Just so much fun. And then the one that we're doing for class, okay, you're still in Maryland. The one that we're doing in class next month that Barbara is working on cutting out for me is this diorama card. And in order to have enough paper, I actually cut this at a 3-inch piece. So it doesn't go the whole way, but I backgrounded it with Golden Glow, which coordinates with the paper. But isn't that fun? And of course it will fold down like this to mail, and you'll be able to write on the back of it. But anyways, I wanted to show you those to go with a demo with our set tonight. And I hope you enjoyed that. I think that's everything that I have. Oh, Pat, you have the paper. Oh, you're going to have fun with it, aren't you? Did you do anything with it yet? If there's anything that you guys want to see, if you've seen something in the catalog, and you would like to see me do a video on it, I would love to have comments about that. And if I have it or can get it, I would love to show you things that you're interested in. So just let me know. All right. Some of you I will see at retreat on Thursday, and the rest of you I will see next Monday. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a good night. God bless.